So before we move along, again, I want to say thank you to both candidates. Certainly, again, appreciate your willingness. I also forgot to mention that you're filling a vacant seat, so there's roughly a year and a half left on this seat. It's not a full 4-year term. And so what that would mean, the hope would be that that person filling the seat would be willing to run thereafter or would still want to run. Of course, if not, we certainly understand. But so that would mean in 2027, you would actually campaign for your seat if you so chose. So just keep that in mind because sometimes those costs and expenses come into play and that's something you gotta make sure you're willing to do. So that being said, are there any nominations from this council?
I'd like to make a motion.
Councilmember Pringle made the motion. Are there any other nominations?
Can I make a motion to make a nomination?
The motion to appoint.
Oh, can I make a motion to appoint Cody Hicks to the vacant council seat?
I apologize, I was caught off guard there for a second. Councilmember Pringle has made the motion to appoint Cody Hicks to the vacant seat. Are there any other nominations? All right, if not, we will do a roll call vote.
Wait a second.
Oh,
I'll second that.
second provided by Councilmember Jones. Any additional comments? Not, Sarah, roll call.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Keith?
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle? Yes. Councilmember Ring?
Yes.
Councilmember Bobby?
Yes.
All right, motion passes and welcome to the team. I'm gonna swear you in just a second. Mr. Swanson, we thought you both were great candidates, and certainly I think both of you would be an asset to the village. Both of you bring different, varying backgrounds that we think we would appreciate. I'm probably gonna reach out to you. I have a committee that I need, a committee seat that I need to fill, and if you're interested.
Yeah.
So I'll probably reach out to you in the next week, and that's another great way to get involved, and then you can definitely kind of see if you like it.
Okay.
But we'd love to see you again.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you so much, and you're welcome to stay for the full meeting. I'm not pushing you out the door. Up to you, but you're welcome to go too. All right.
Thank you for applying.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Cody, do you want to come forward? All right, congratulations first of all. I'm going to go ahead and swear you in.
Thank you, everybody.
So we move quickly, right? We go through the interview and then you're just up here with us, so. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and swear you in. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Cody Hicks,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Charter and ordinances
the Charter and ordinances
of the Village of Georgetown,
of the Village of Georgetown,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and will faithfully,
and will faithfully,
honestly, and impartially
honestly, and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of a member of the Georgetown Village Council,
of a member of the Georgetown Village Council,
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was thinking we need another seat, but I think, well,
Okay.
do you want to scoot
So I
or
can
mine?
just hang out over here and watch.
Oh, you're
He's gonna
in?
jump down. You're up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Greg.
No more walking from the sidelines now.
It's just a chair, right?
It's a good chair.
Right there. There you go.
It's your feet that's on the fire.
Yeah. Thank you, Greg. It gives you easier access to get out the door here in a minute.
Right. Keep an eye on me.
I was doing that on purpose. I know how you like to make your accent. All right. Let me find where we are, guys. Okay. So we are at public comment, believe it or not. And we are an hour into the meeting. We have no members here with us tonight, so we're gonna move along to our department reports, and I'm gonna start with Chief Rocky.
You want me to come up there?
Up to you.
I'll stay here.
Yeah. It'll catch you back there or up here, either way.
Hi, thanks, Mayor Wallington. So it's been a minute since I've been to a meeting, it's just hasn't worked out for me, so I figured I would come tonight and give you guys a bit of an update on what's been going on. First, I would like, I always thought for sure when I would be here, but none of them's here, but the committee members for the 250th on July 4th, I thought that event was a really good event for the village. We were over there all day. I'm sure it took a lot of hard work and planning. I think it took a couple of years, but kudos to those ladies for doing that, ladies, men and women, I guess, that did it, planned it. We didn't have any major issues over there. I think the worst thing we had was a diabetic emergency. I think the lady drank too many lemonades, got her blood sugar up. Outside of that, and the fireworks show was great. There was zero problems with the fireworks show. So kudos to that committee. Most of you have probably driven by the firehouse and seen the ladder truck sitting outside that you approved the purchase of a month or so ago. It goes in the shop it'll go to the decal shop on the 21st. So it'll be there for a few days getting decals put on and getting some rack put on it. And once it comes back, then it'll go into service. So then at that point, we'll put the green truck up for sale. We'll put it on Gov Deals and see what we can get out of it. So, but I appreciate your support in funding that and giving us the opportunity to get it here. It should serve many, many years. The green when it's there now has been here for 19 years, believe it or not. So we bought it used. So hopefully we have the same luck out of this one. I don't see why we wouldn't. So thank you for that. Councilwoman Pringle and I worked yesterday. We're working on our summer splash party that we do every year for the kids. We go up to the high school and set the ladder truck up, spray water, and the kids just go crazy. They love it. They get in there and play and run around. Travis checked into the insurance for us and we'll get all that squared away. We're having a snow cone truck for them, possibly some hot dogs, some little bags we always make. But it's on July 30th from 6 to 8, correct, Jessica? Yeah. And it'll be at the high school parking lot where we've always done it. The rain, the makeup day was August 5th.
Correct.
Yeah, so in case it rains on that day, we're planning on doing it August 5th. So we appreciate the school board letting, or this high school letting us use their parking lot to do that. And we look forward to doing it. It's always fun to watch them. So. Feel free to come up and run through the water if you want. Grant-wise, we applied for 4 grants this year, and 2 of them have been awarded. Unfortunately, they were smallest 2 so far. The larger 2 probably won't be awarded until like September, so I won't know about those, but we did get a $1,200 equipment grant through the state that's funded through seatbelt enforcement. So if you can pick up the seatbelt enforcement, maybe next year it'll be a little higher. But we got $1,200 for that, so we can buy all kinds of EMS equipment with that. And then through the state equipment grant that is funded through the fire marshal's office, we got $15,000 to buy equipment. It's the first time I've ever gotten that one, which was really weird, but I went at it from a different angle. I was wanting to get battery-powered fans, exhaust fans. Currently, all of our exhaust fans are internal combustion. So if you get a fire, say the veterans home or something in the middle of it, and you got to ventilate it, it's a double-edged sword because you're filling a place full of carbon monoxide. So I wanted battery-powered fans, and that's the excuse I used. So I was like, we've had 2 incidences at the state, veterans home, and we've had to call mutual aid to get proper fans. So I threw the bait out there and they bid on it. So hey, whatever. So those things are very expensive. It'll almost consume that entire $15,000 for 2 fans. So they are very, very expensive. So, but we got 2 of those coming, so I was really happy with that. Yesterday, Stryker came out and worked on all of our load systems, our power cots, our monitors, and our Lucas devices. We sign into a service contract with them every year, and they come out and make sure everything's working. And then the most important parts are monitors, obviously, to make sure they're reading, they're calibrated. The load systems for the power cots go up and down, all that. Majority of everything in there is covered through that. So we got some new batteries yesterday for our load system. 2 batteries, they're normally like $700 a piece, so. And service contract that Greg writes that big check for every year is very valuable to us. It's actually kind of ironic when he showed up, all he caught was malfunction, so it worked out perfectly for us, so. But everything checked out good, and with that, so all that stuff is good to go. We did participate in the splash party at the Georgetown Church of Christ earlier this spring, and we also did one for the St. Michael kids at St. George Church in Georgetown, right out here on the edge of town, on the east side of town. And both of those organizations reached out to me and asked if we would do them, and we did, and it was great, but not every kid got to attend those, so we want to make sure we do the one at the school that some of the kids might get 3 of them if they're lucky. I don't know. But yeah, I do have 2 assistance to firefighter grants out there. One of them is to replace our cardiac monitors and our Lucas devices, because they are, in about 3 years, they'll be a life in. So I figured I would start writing grants now. Hopefully by then I can get one, because the monitors are about $60,000 a piece today. So in 3 years, who knows what they'll be. The Lucas devices are about the same, and we have 3 monitors and 2 Lucas devices. So I have a grant in on that. You guys probably don't know, but all of our part-time employees, but we have a part-time guy. He came to us about 3 or 4 months ago. His name's Ryan Fisher. He's a very, very nice guy. Him and his wife were both in the industry for a really long time, and they got out of it. And then when their boys, they have 2 boys, got of age to become cadets where they live, they wanted to get involved, so Mom and Dad got back involved. And Ryan come on, been working part-time for us, and tragically enough, his son was killed in a motorcycle crash. The crash was Monday, and he passed away yesterday. So I offered our services for the funeral and for station coverage, because they, the young fellow worked for Wayne Township, which is Newtonsville in Claremont County. So I was actually texting the chief here earlier, but I, extended our condolences. Greg's going to send something to the family on behalf of the village and the fire department. But just keep that family. He was just 18 years old, so he was just starting his life. Tragically, he was taken. So.
And there is a GoFundMe out there. I saw that today too as well for the family
Yeah,
to help with the expenses. And
so if you can, or you feel obligated to, you're more than welcome to, and I'm sure they'll appreciate it. But he's taking the month off, and I'm going to get back with him in August to see if he's ready to come back. If not, I'll just give him some more time off. But he was very close to his boys. If you look at his Facebook, you'll see they were on there doing all kinds of hunting, fishing, and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, my heart goes out to the Fisher family. So, Travis and I and Kelly have been kicking around looking for another ambulance. Our 2 ambulances have a combined 280,000 miles on them. So a couple of weeks ago, they were both broke down at the same time. So we were like 3 days without an ambulance, and we borrowed an ambulance from Hamersville, and we borrowed one from Higginsport. So kudos to those 2 agencies for letting us use a spare. But ironically enough, the Chevy had a fuel management problem, and the Ford had, the front end was getting really loose on it, worn out. It's a Ford thing, and so I had it scheduled, and while I was going to the shop, the Chevy broke down. So it's like, crap. Then we got the Chevy back, and it somehow got going down the road, and a screwdriver went through the radiator of it, through the fan, through the radiator, so it never even really made it back before it had to go back. So that stuff all happens. I mean, the fuel management, but it happens more often when they start getting high mileage. And, just the other day, we were at UC twice, Anderson twice, and Claremont once with the frontline ambulance. So they get used, and, they rack miles up really quickly. So just so you know, you may see that come down the pipe that Travis and I and Mayor Bollington are working on that. So outside of that, I don't have anything. If you guys have any questions or comments or.
Just to ask, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but the grants that you apply for those 2 systems, right, the cardiac and the Lucas, you do that every year? You can do that every year?
You can apply every year.
If you don't get it, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we can turn around. We were awarded that in 2024. If you remember, we bought all the extrication equipment. So you can combine you can just do year after year after year. You can apply for up to 2 per year, but the funding this year was nearly cut in half through FEMA, so, unfortunately, you know, lessens our chances, but, the grant writer that we utilize usually has some insight, and it seems like every year they harness in on a specific item, whether this year it might be turnout gear, next year it might be the stuff we applied for, and he felt like this was a really good year for that, so that's what we opted for, so.
And as far as ambulances, do we always buy used?
No, we don't. The last one we bought was the first use one we bought. Outside that, we buy new.
And I'm assuming there's probably a grant if we go to buy a new one, maybe?
There's not as many grants for EMS as there is fire, for whatever reason. But we've looked at some options. There's options out there besides buying new. They're called remounts. So what'll happen is an ambulance will, you know, say the chassis gets 100,000 miles on it, and the department wants to remount it or get rid of it. As long as it's a quality built box on the back, which is the part where we offer our services, as long as it's a Hort, LeBron, something like that, good quality, then they'll do what they call a remount. They'll take the box off, strip it down to the shell, they'll take everything out, the floor, the lights, the wiring, and the countertops, the paint, and they'll redo it and then set it on a brand new chassis. So essentially, you're getting a brand new ambulance, and they start at about $100,000 cheaper than a brand new. So there's really, as long as you buy a good one, there's no reason why. Why would you buy a new one? You can buy that because it's a brand new chassis, and it doesn't get, even though the chassis may be a year old, it might be a 25, the actual warranty doesn't start until it's titled. So the chassis, you're still getting this full factory warranty, even though, because these manufacturers will buy 50 chassis, and then just as they get the boxes, we'll redo them, if that makes sense.
So essentially, if we got a new one,
Mhm.
right, well, I mean, when we get a new one, it's not if, it's
Right.
when. Would we keep the 2 that we have to continue to run them to their dead, or do we sell off?
Well, we have to keep,
try to
we
get
have
another
to at least have 2.
one? Okay.
And there was talk about keeping the 3rd one to utilize when maybe one of them goes in the shop for an oil change or something, that we can still have 2 squads available, but finding a place for it, because we don't have room for it at our station.
Right.
So, and depending upon how long it takes to get one, the old Chevy might croak, for lack of better words.
Right.
Was the Chevy or the Ford purchased used?
The Ford was.
Ford one?
Yeah, and it's a Horton squad, and it's still going just fine, but it's the way we're racking miles. I mean, we're averaging, I think we put between 30 and 40,000 miles on it this year that we've had it, so
I
it
just
doesn't take long.
didn't know if you had like a little bit of a comparison or breakdown on how far you got with the used one to see, is it worth going with something used like that?
I would-
Compared to newer, I mean, like the fire truck, I could see a fire truck lasting a very long
Right.
time compared to an ambulance.
Right. My goal is the Ford ambulance, which is the newer of the 2, and a nice, much nicer. The Chevy ambulance we have, the white Chevy you see, we bought as an emergency. Back when Mayor Bollington was on council, both of our squads were broken, so we had to buy one. It's basically a cookie cutter ambulance, if you will. There's a company in Florida that builds them and just ships them out. But I'm only 5'9", and I have to bend over when I'm in there because it's so small. It rides like it doesn't have like an ambulance suspension, it's just got the truck suspension, so your poor patient gets beat to death back there. So I really don't want to go that route again.
Yeah.
It was an emergency situation. But anyway, the Chevy, the Ford squad is still a good squad, very good squad. And I could see if we bought a new one, let's just hypothetically say we bought one in 2 months, that we could run in the Ford, rotate them monthly. I wouldn't run the Chevy first half for very long, just because it's the box on it. Like I said, it's a cookie cutter, it's all particle board, so screws are falling out of things, and you know how that works. It's kind of, imagine the inside of it being IKEA versus the Ford being Amish, if that makes sense.
So it would make sense to sell that one off.
Yeah.
See what we can get out of it.
Right. That's it in there.
Any other questions? And Joe is correct, we're certainly working toward a plan, to, get a newer ambulance in there. I do think, based on our discussions, new is probably the way to go, where he's talking about mounting the boxes, but getting a new chassis. I think that
Right.
makes sense based on what we've seen thus far. And, you know, we wanna make sure we're planning for our future, and certainly having a broken down ambulance is not ideal by any means.
No.
And, we certainly don't wanna be borrowing from other,
Right.
communities. While we're very appreciative, we're a strong community here, and we can certainly get a new ambulance or something more reliable, I guess is the right word, and that's our goal, and that's what we're gonna get done, so.
Thank you.
I'll just add, Greg is currently researching some financing options to see what kind of financing is available for that, and then we can decide whether we want to do like a 10-year finance, or if we just want, bite the bullet.
And Chief Rocky has been, cut you off, I apologize.
fine.
Chief Rocky has been very conservative over the years, for those of you that have, not been on council as long, certainly very conservative. Sometimes you have to combat him to get him to buy something, so, and I mean that very nicely, but, he takes this very seriously. It's like his pennies in his pocket, right? And you couldn't ask for something better there when you're looking at budgeting, so, certainly we feel like there's, money to do so, and rightfully so, we need to do so, so. There's no concern from our chairs, I don't think. It's just figuring out what the best option is, and then probably going forward, figuring out the rotation plan, right? So figuring out how often we do this, and when it makes sense, so that we're keeping the fleet, up to date, and making sure we have the right vehicles in place, so. That being said, any additional questions? Certainly appreciate having you here, Chief Rocky, and the report. And I did notice that your guys and you have new polos. I like the polos, certainly.
Yeah,
Those look nice, so glad to see it.
thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, let's see, where are we? Chief Enlow, anything else for the group tonight?
Just a couple things, just to reiterate on the 250 thing. It was real successful on the police side. I think we only reported one juvenile charge from a fight, so that went really well. Are they planning on picking up the fireworks again every year now that the 250 thing's over? Does anybody know that? I can't remember, was that a village thing or no?
I don't know, we'll have to,
It wasn't a village thing,
it wasn't
but
previously.
they do it last year too?
No, that was, a different group, the Courthouse Fire Association, I believe.
Oh, okay, I was just wondering, but yeah, it worked out pretty good. We had an officer there on the grounds all day there, along with the sheriff's office. And to back up a week prior with the smoke show, that went really well too. And there was some concern there about some of the big trucks and vehicles and stuff, making their ways out into the village, but we didn't have a lot of complaints or people doing burnouts or anything like that, so that was, a really cool event. I hope they come back again next year.
They're, I mean, interruption, we actually saw them at the 250 event, they're coming back, and they wanna make sure they coordinate with local law enforcement to see if there's anything that can be tweaked to make it better.
Yeah, and then, I think in July 25th, they got an event, the Empire Fight Series at the fairgrounds. They're expecting about 6,000 people, from what they said. We have 3 officers that'll be there all day, during that, so just keep that in mind. Other than that, we are still interviewing and accepting applications for our final position that we're trying to fill. But hopefully that'll be coming to a head soon. We'll be at full staff. Other than that, that's all I got. Thank you, Mayor.
Fantastic, and thank you to you both. I don't say it often enough, but both your departments certainly are appreciated. I think they're the best of the best, honestly, and that I've seen in my time here on council. And again, we appreciate the efforts that you guys do and your people do inside those departments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question.
Yes.
What's the Empire thing you're talking about?
UFC fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be in it?
No.
You gonna sign up?
Yeah.
Coming out of retirement.
It's not UFC, it's called Empire.
Alright. Sounds good, thank you guys. Alright, Travis, I'm gonna turn it over to you for some additional updates.
Alright, so for utilities, obviously a lot of our focus has been around the square as of late, so I've been keeping them busy. We are close to being finished with the transition to the new water main around the square, so they're doing a lot of that today. I'm not sure if they completed that, but the goal was to be done by the end of the day today, transition to the new main, because I think that water crew had to move on to their next job. So I can't confirm that, but that was the plan for today. Electric's been doing a lot of their underground routing and prepping to route, and Jerry's been doing a great job of keeping things square up there, making sure that, everything is as it should be. So, he's done good with that. I think they'll be hooking up the electric to the visitor center soon. And also, I think down at the bottom of the hill there, the historic sites are getting ready to connect that as well. And then they're also working on right-of-way clearing, tree trimming, that type of stuff. I know they just did all the weeding around substations. The water has also been working on a lot of EPA reporting. Same with the sewer. They did have a lot. We had 3 independent lift station issues last weekend, so they were busy fighting those. It was kind of strange that they kind of all acted up on the same day last weekend, and nothing related to each other, but it's just, those things take constant maintenance, and so we're working out all the bugs on that and getting quotes and getting parts ordered for those. Sewer plant still working through EPA certifications. There's one that is not done annually, so he's doing a little training on exactly how to make sure that test is completed so he can get that submitted. We've been doing some repairs and maintenance to the bar screen. And then we're working with Sean to possibly get one of those golf trucks that he has down at the sewer plant for them to utilize. And then just doing some stormwater repairs. So I think that's it for utilities. We do have the employee now who starts every day at the park, so I think he's doing well. I know that's keeping him busy to start every day, so it's good that we have somebody there on a daily basis. I know we have had people point out we do have a lot of weeds growing up around the main strip, so I've asked that be a priority coming up to get that cleared up and sprayed and whatever we need to do to get those weeds out of the curbs and center line of the streets, that type of thing. And I think that's it for my report.
Are we still fighting that issue with the pump that we had a while back? One of the pumps that were bad or something?
We're always fighting issues with pumps.
Is that,
so we have
is
a
it just
lot
an
of
ongoing
issues,
thing?
ongoing thing. So yeah, we did get, the one, it was gonna be almost as much to repair it as replace it, so that's being purchased, but yeah, we have some just aging infrastructure there, so. We do have dedicated crews though, they were doing things that, I'm very safe to get these lift stations fixed over the weekend.
All right, any questions for Travis? I know, again, a thank you goes out to our team, Travis Bonar and his team. You mentioned Jerry and his team, Jerry Cooper, Jeremiah, Keith Liggett at the sewer plant. There have been a lot of call-outs this year, a lot due to the construction going on around the square and just the different things that are popping up after hours with that, but then in general, it just seems to be a high maintenance year, so we certainly appreciate them and what they're doing too as well, and want to certainly commend their efforts by all means.
Yep, because those are the guys that kind of catch the initial pushback from residents who are frustrated because they may not have water and we weren't warned about the water, so I know Travis has had to deal with a lot of that over this construction. He does a good job with it. Our guys don't want to be out there any longer than they have to be, so.
And this heat isn't helping the situation either, right? So that's never fun. In the winter, they have to deal with the extreme cold. In the summer, it's the extreme heat. So I certainly couldn't imagine doing their roles. But we appreciate them. All right, anything else from the group? Okay. Being awful quiet down there, Cody.
Just here to hang out for now.
All right, we are moving along, guys, and it's been brought up a couple times tonight, but As a group, we want to commend the America 250 group that put on the event at the fairgrounds. Sue McKinley headed that event up, or that group up, if you will. And I recall back, I want to say it was 3 years ago, we had her in here at council telling us about this fabulous event, and I'm like, oh, that's like 3 years away. But man, it snuck up pretty quick, and I think her and her team did a fabulous job with putting that together. Hopefully everybody was able to make it out if you were in town. The fireworks were probably the best that I have witnessed, honestly. Those were amazing, and certainly that was due to their efforts, of course, with funding and working with different businesses to get that money put together. That wasn't just handed to them, so they certainly had to work hard for that, and it took 3 years to put together for sure, so we certainly appreciate them. And also, many of you that were on the grounds, I'm sure, saw Barb Burrows working our village booth. So she put together a very, very nice display. She worked with Travis and Tara to get some stuff from the village, and put together a very nice display to talk about with people as they came by and talk about the village and the history. And so again, that's very much appreciated. She did pass along comments. She did get a lot of comments about the construction, as we would suspect. We get that it's a nuisance, and we understand that, but again, it's a temporary nuisance, and we'll get through it. But again, I appreciate her efforts too as well for helping us set up a booth.
Yeah, she did bring back all of her displays. I forgot to bring those tonight, but I will bring those into council chambers for the next meeting for everybody to see.
Yeah, so very nice display. So again, thank you goes out to them, and we certainly appreciate the efforts. All right, item 7.2 on your agenda. This feels like a marathon meeting tonight. So we do have the Port Authority, we do have a vacancy on that board. Jason Bowman did have to resign just due to time and being able to commit to the board. So we've had that vacancy come up, and certainly want to give you some options for an appointment tonight. Cody, I'm assuming you're aware that we do have a Port Authority that we work with the village of the part, it's the extension of the village essentially. We've had that in place for, I'm gonna say 3 years at least, maybe 4, maybe 5. Can't recall exactly the number. And a Port Authority doesn't mean that we have a waterway or something there that we're controlling. That's not what it is. I know people get that confused. But essentially, we work with this group to help with economic development. And most recently, in the last couple of years, they purchased a plot of land with our help outside or inside of the village limits, but with the hope of development and to bring some light manufacturing or different businesses to the area. So Jason Hammonds, who is our economic consultant that we consult with for the village, he's amazing. You'll get to meet him at some point. He always comes to meetings, usually at least once a quarter, I think. And he is very good at finding funding, finding things that we need to be doing to really help promote business. So the Port Authority is just an extension of that. And I believe there are 7 members on the Port Authority. I'm on there. And then Jay's participated in meetings, but he's not actually on the port. I think there's just one council, yes. And then we have various people within the community. The interesting thing with the Port Authority, they don't actually have to live in the village. They can live kind of within the Georgetown area. So that allowed us to bring some different folks on the port too as well, which has been very nice. And there are folks on there, David Went, Travis. Tom Mays, Kevin Kratzer, Heather Kedwell, thank you. Brian Ernst, yes, absolutely. And if I missed someone, I certainly apologize. I am not good at remembering all that stuff on the spot. But long story short, very active board, very good board, and we do have a vacancy. So it is my role as mayor to bring nominations for you guys to consider for that board. And this time we have 2 people interested. A lot of times it's very difficult to fill these boards, and we had 2 people come up that were interested. Both I think are very good candidates and bring some different variances to the board. So the first candidate is Dale Cowell. So if you guys recall, Dale was the previous mayor here. Certainly has the background, has the historical piece that he can bring to the board, knowledge of Georgetown itself, and so he's very interested in that position. Second person is Steve Ayers. I apologize, it's not on my agenda. Steve is a local farmer just outside the village limits, and has had his own business, runs a farm, like I said, but prior to that was in the business industry too as well for many years, management. And he was able to join our last meeting with the Port Authority and kind of give some background too as well. So just wanted to discuss that, and if there's any interest in appointing one of those people, we can so do that tonight. So I will throw it out there and open it up for questions or comments.
Just one vacancy?
Just one vacancy. Yes.
And they submitted, obviously, a letter of interest to you when there was an opening.
Yeah, not necessarily a letter of interest. This was more of us. This was out there in public for anybody that wanted to submit a letter. We also actively searched for people too, because not everybody understands or gets the information right. No matter how many times you put it out there or put it in a different marketing form, they don't see it. So it was on us too to find a good ideal candidate, if you will.
I think I saw Steve's
Yes.
letter from Tara
Yes.
earlier before the meeting, so whichever one would be better.
Yeah.
Is there a term for the Port Authority?
So this one would be a 4-year term.
Are they both aware of that? Are they on board for the 4 years?
Yes.
And then I would like Jay, because I read Mr. Ayers' letter, which was very well written as well. I just signed it today a little bit too. I always think he was mayor, and I think he was a businessman in town for a long time as well. So either one of them would be a great choice for that board.
Yeah, Dale owned his own life insurance business here in the village. He was mayor for 16 years with the village. I believe that was the number.
So it might be a good blend of a public and private knowledge where you have a little bit of one foot each channel, so that's the first.
Yeah, I think we've been very fortunate with the Port Authority, with the folks that we have been able to bring to the table, very knowledgeable. I think they both would be a great fit. I think Dale has, in my opinion, Dale has a little bit of an edge because he has that background with the village itself to bring to the table, and has that directional piece, contacts too as well, potentially, but in my opinion, they both can certainly serve the role.
And he's stepping down from the position.
Jason Bowman, yes.
Jason Bowman.
Who is a
I didn't want to
local-
mix with Jason.
Yeah, Jason Bowman is a local real estate agent.
Yeah, Jason Hammond, now he's the one that's usually going out. Is he the frontline guy, kind of, that goes out and does most of the outreach to try to contact people?
And then brings it back and really educates the group,
Okay.
brings ideas to the table, and then it's on us members to really go out and educate ourselves, then kind of run, talk to people.
And I would imagine the person that has the most outgoing opportunities and connections and resources, I guess that would be an edge to have if Dale has more connections and he's out places and has been out places for more years. I mean, I don't know. I don't know either one of them that personal to know. Who's been around longer and who has more contacts.
And this is a little different than normal scenarios. Usually, like I said, it's like pulling teeth to fill boards, and so it was a case of this person brought this person brought this person, and yeah, we can agree that they're both good candidates, so you guys have the fun choice of deciding who's the best candidate by all means.
Yeah, you know, I'll just say that, you know, Jason Bowman, I think, was a key player. He was active on the board. He had a good knowledge base, I think, and, you know, he always gave good opinions, I felt like, in the meetings that I participated in. And, you know, I just think that Dale would be able to hit the ground running a little faster with the knowledge that he has with his background. But yeah, both good candidates.
We need to fill this tonight, this meeting.
We don't have to. Trying to think if there's anything.
I'm not sure, I mean, you know, the Port Authority is one of those boards where it gets created and then it's quiet for a long time and things kind of build behind the scenes, but then all of a sudden a lot of activity happens, and I think we're getting close to seeing a lot of activity, so I think the sooner the better to get the board filled.
There's a lot of good things coming from the Port Authority, and it's starting there's more that's gonna be coming out soon, certainly a lot of things, you know, when you're dealing with the economic piece, you can't. A lot of things unfortunately happen in, executive session, simply because when you're dealing with businesses, you can't just talk about it out in the open. Businesses wanting to move to the area, that's not up for public just yet, because there's a lot of things that have to be worked out behind the scenes, but I can tell you there's a lot of good things brewing with that port, so I kind of concur with Travis that the sooner the better would be good.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Dale Cowhall to the vacant Port Authority seat.
Councilmember Pringle has made the motion to appoint Dale Cowhall. Are there any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate, Mr. Ayers.
Councilmember Jones has made the motion to nominate Mr. Ayers, so we have both of them nominated to the table. Any further discussion? If not, we would do a roll call vote, and the vote would be not yes or no, but it would be you stating the name that you want to go with. Everyone understand?
Yes.
And yes, I do need a second. I am off my game tonight. Do we need a second for either of them?
For both.
So we've had both motions made. We'll start with Councilmember Pringle's nomination for Dale Cowhall. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second provided by Andy Bakke. We will go to Councilmember Jones' nomination for Mr. Ayers. Is there a second? Seeing that there is no second, nomination fails.
So now it'll just be a yes or no vote.
So then we are back to a yes or no vote. Thank you. But Karen needs to catch up for a second.
So in the Dale Cowhall one, I just leave it at none for the second, and then I don't have to do any other majority of the
So
vote?
there's just one motion now.
Okay. Do I delete that?
No, you put
Leave
on
that,
there that
just
there's
no
no second.
votes, got it.
Tell me when. One second, guys. Okay. All right, so with that said, now we are back to one motion, and that is Dale Cowhall being nominated for the position. We will now go to a vote, and that vote is yes or no. And I'm gonna start with, Councilmember Jones.
No.
Councilmember Keefe. You are voting Dale Cowhall, yes or no?
No.
Okay. Councilmember Pringle,
Yes.
Councilmember Rain,
Abstain.
what was that saying? Yes or no?
No, he
Oh, you said it, I thought you said
That's,
Abstain.
abstain. Councilmember Rain abstains. And then Councilmember Bakke.
Yes.
So that is 2 for, 2 against, and 1 abstain. Oh, I apologize. Councilmember Hicks.
Yes.
Councilmember Hicks says yes.
So 3 yes, 2 no, 1 abstain.
So I would have looked at the solicitor, but I believe the abstention goes with the majority vote.
Yes.
So if that, with that being the case, so the abstention would go with the majority vote. The majority vote falls on yes. So that means that Dale Cowhall would be appointed to the Port Authority. And it passes. Correct? Thank you. Alright.
Hold on. Passed by majority vote with the abstained vote going with yes, correct?
The abstention goes with the majority.
That's right.
You guys are making it.
It's been an
Great
interesting night. And for some reason I can't find my words correctly tonight, so I apologize. Alright, 1 second guys, we're gonna let her catch up so we can make sure we have it proper and documented in the meeting notes.
Yeah, I should get that.
Okay, alright. Okay, we are moving along, and now we are gonna go back to the tax budget that Greg spoke about earlier, the 2027 tax budget for the village, in your packet on 7.3. So essentially, we're gonna look at doing a resolution to adopt this, and first and foremost, I am going to have Councilmember Baki read this by title.
A resolution adopting the 2027 tax budget for the village of Georgetown.
Thank you. Alright, so Greg, again, just a brief summary of what, I know you did it earlier, just real quick what we're looking at.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor Boynton. Again, the purpose of the tax budget, it's not a financial budget, it's more of a formality to continue collecting the taxes at the rate that we are currently collecting them at, and it gives the committee some ground to go on. Basically, I've reviewed the numbers through the first 5 full months of the year. Obviously, these are estimates for the remainder of the year, but I think we're kind of on track to where we need to be. And I feel that these numbers are appropriate. We'll have to get our first certificate and move forward.
Perfect.
Really, the main purpose of the tax budget is to show that 2027, we're still gonna need the county to collect the taxes that we utilize, that we still need those taxes.
Questions? If not, and when ready, I certainly would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Councilmember Jones has made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second provided by Councilmember Baki. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Keith?
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle?
Yes.
Councilmember Ray?
Yes.
Councilmember Baki?
Yes.
Councilmember Hicks?
Yes.
Alright, motion passes, thank you guys. Section 7.4 is another resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission. I'm gonna ask you again, Councilmember Baki, if you wouldn't mind to read that by title.
Sure. Resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
Alright, and before I move forward, I'm gonna say our previous resolution is resolution number 1441. I apologize, 1440. So that's the tax budget, is resolution 1440. And thank you, Councilmember Baki, for reading that by title. Travis,
Sure.
Greg, can you give us some commentary?
Yeah, so basically 2 different line items that go into this. Your fire and EMS levy, which is a 9.5, and then your general fund levy, which is the 0.9. One schedule for the fire and EMS to collect about $537,000, and then the general fund would be about $80,000 based on this. These are the Schedule A and Schedule B from the auditors, so this would allow us to continue to collect at these rates so that we can keep up with the village.
additional questions? If not, I certainly would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Councilmember Baki has made the motion.
Second.
Second provided by Councilmember Ring. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Hicks,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones,
Yes.
Councilmember Keith,
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ring,
Yes.
Councilmember Baki.
Yes.
Alright, motion passes. Thank you guys. Alright, section 7.5 is a second reading, I do believe. That's correct.
It is, but I would ask that we table this because we're still waiting for, choice one to get the, vacation plat completed.
Okay. Do we need a motion for that?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to table.
Councilmember, I'm moving slowly for you here. Councilmember Jones has made the motion to table this item on the agenda. Is there a second?
Second that.
Councilmember Keith has provided the second. One moment for her to catch up.
Who did the first?
Jones.
Councilmember Jones,
Voting.
sorry.
Yes.
Councilmember Keith,
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ring,
Yes.
Councilmember Baki,
Yes.
Councilmember Hicks.
Yes.
Alright, motion passes. Thank you. And that just means we'll come back to it next
Just a little
week.
information for, Councilmember Hicks, though. We have a, there are two streets in the, mobile home park, that at some point became public streets, and I'm not really sure why, because that's within one parcel. So it's kinda like us maintaining the driveway at Marklet Square Apartments or any other apartments. We really shouldn't be doing that. And so we've had some issues with that over the years, and we're just giving it back to the mobile home park so that they can maintain it as their driveway.
Perfect, thank you. Alright. We're moving along to the fiscal report, and you'll see item 8.1 in your packet. You will see the fund listing, payment listing, cash summary, all the items that we review every month, and hopefully you've looked at them in advance, not you necessarily, Cody. I'll get you up to speed on those. But certainly, I know Greg's gonna stay just for a couple more moments, and then I think he's gonna be out of here, but if there are any specific questions to any of those items, I'm sure he would be happy to entertain those questions. And if not, you will see also in your packet, you're gonna see the mayor's report in there too as well for June. And the zoning report is in there too as well. Alright, and as always, if you have a question after the fact, you can certainly reach out to Travis and or Greg, and they'd be happy to answer those questions for you. Alright, we are moving along to roundtable, and I'm gonna start tonight with Councilmember Baki.
I don't have anything this evening, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Jones.
I just wanna say thanks to Travis and the street crew, about halfway down on Chardell. There's like a cutaway where, I don't know, water line or pipe or whatever, and it was getting to the point where it needed to be re-patched over, and it was done, and I was getting ready to call the next day, and then it was already done, so whether somebody called or they came across it themselves, thank you for taking care of that.
Alright, thank you. Councilmember Keith.
Well, just, thanking everyone in the community for the good celebration weekend, 250th, and then to, Mr. Hicks and, Mr. Swanson that came out, and the two guys that were interested in the Port Authority as well. It's good to see people wanting to participate, so thank you.
Yes, thank you. Councilmember Pringle.
I have several things. There'll be a farmer's market next Thursday, July 16th at the Village Building. Greg, I was curious how many businesses applied for relief and how much have we paid out?
Yes, so we currently have had 7 applications approved, and we've dispersed $14,939.61 so far.
Can you repeat that, sorry?
I'm sorry?
Will you repeat that number?
Oh, yeah, it's $14,939.61
Thank you.
through 7 approvals.
And I'll pause you just real quick, for Cody's, information and those at home, just as a reminder. Probably a month to 6 weeks ago, this council was very aware of the impact that the construction had around the square. And was very fast to react and provide some relief for those businesses that are directly impacted by the construction. So, just a little 30-second commercial for those businesses. If you have not, applied for your relief, and we've made it fairly easy, or we think we've made it fairly easy so that it's fast and easy for you, certainly do so. Give the village a phone call, and they would be glad to give you more information on that. So, just wanted to do that real quick. And Jessica, I'm back to you.
My next item, I noticed that we'll call them teal benches and garbage cans from around the square, they are now sitting at Bicentennial Park. Sounds like we're getting new benches and trash cans. I was curious if we will be donating, or if we can maybe find some spots around the village to donate those benches. Maybe at the library, police department, fire department, the park. I think they're in pretty good shape. They could just be spray painted if needed. If teal's not your color.
It's not my house.
I was looking at those guys down there. I don't know. It kind of goes.
So yeah, I think we can certainly use them in the park, but if we chose not to, I'm sure we're going to several places downtown we could donate them.
Okay.
But I think we have plenty of room to place them around the walk path at the park.
Okay. They're pretty heavy. I'm trying to lift one, kids who want to take these, but no, they're pretty
Well, we
heavy.
might hire some contractors and move them.
My next item, I think we should, as a council, maybe explore funding to get maybe a EV charger, electronic vehicle charger. I think the closest one is Williamsburg. I think that's, as we look to the future, maybe it's something that would benefit the village, people passing by, coming to the visitor center, visiting the grant items. I know there's funding out there occasionally.
There is occasionally, and I am watching for that.
Okay.
But I will add that to the list for the consultant that we're going to be talking to, because, they specialize in federal money, so we might be able to get that.
I don't have an electric vehicle, but I would second that.
Right, I don't either, but I mean, they're everywhere. And then my last item, someone had posted this on Facebook, and I saw it, and I do agree. Do we have a yard sign ordinance? The church right here, there's 5 yard signs, and it's not any upcoming events, they're just for gutters and STNA, they're handwritten. I think we should do something about those. I don't know if we have
I would expect that it's
something.
covered in the zoning code, but I'll check.
Okay.
And if it wasn't, it's certainly something that we can put an ordinance in place.
Yeah, we could add that to the property maintenance code or something.
I think it's getting out of control. And,
Can't be handwritten on duct tape and magic marker.
yeah.
Well,
And
yeah,
posting
should be
them to the
right away.
telephone poles, I don't know if that's allowed, but I think we should look into it.
Yeah, I think it helps too during elections, because then you don't, the thing about elections, you can put signs, if there's no ordinance, it can go by a stop sign, it can go, you don't have to necessarily ask permission of a owner to put it out. And I think you get 3 and 4 and 5 signs all gathered around a stop sign, I think you start just jumping up the village. So I certainly would agree, and I would maybe kind of review how we could get it done, and maybe possibly, if possible, bring something back to the next council and we can discuss further.
Are you primarily thinking on the square or the village, the entire village?
I feel like the ones that are from actual community events, I think those are okay, but I think the ones, the seamless gutters, I don't think that businesses in Georgetown, I think they just drive down the main roads and throw them up.
And two, I mean, there are ways to consider, and I'm sure Travis is very aware of this, where, you know, you can consider timers, you can put them out for 7 days, you know, like yard sale signs, those are very much, I would say, needed when
Yes,
people wanna
absolutely.
do it, but then,
Right.
do they always get taken down? Probably
Right,
not, so
right.
then, you know, just making sure that there are some parameters around these
Right.
signs, I think is probably
Yeah.
the most important thing. How we do it and all, I think we could probably explore some other villages, but I agree, I've noticed it lately, there's a lot.
Maybe a permit.
I mean, there's always the permit. I don't know that they want that much work.
Right.
For traveling in daily, like just to get a permit for a sign. But
Same,
that's a possibility.
$20.
Alright, we'll have that as a takeaway and we'll come back with some more
Okay.
ideas next month, certainly.
That's all for this evening.
That's it?
That's it.
Alright, thank you. Councilmember Ring.
First off, I'd like to congratulate Sue family and her group. They did a very good job of 3 years of planning. The food trucks were good. I tried more than one. Ice cream was good. Lemonade was good. Fireworks were very good. I did sit in my driveway and watch the fireworks, so that way I could have my own beverage of choice at my house and didn't have to worry about anything else. I want to thank Chief Rocky and Chief Enlow for the excellent job that they continue to keep doing, spending our money wisely and looking after the community. And I only have one. I saw a nice size hole on Elm Street close to the stop sign. It's caving in or something. Part of the road's caving in.
Is that right there by Elm and
North Street, East,
Three,
yes, by the old lumber yard, yeah.
yeah.
I hit that the other day in my truck and jarred my teeth.
I see Travis making a note of that, so we got that, we will take a look at that.
That's it.
That's it. Certainly appreciate it, Tony, and thank you for always reporting on the potholes. We need it. We need all those eyes out there, right? Alright, Chief Enlow, anything additional tonight?
Good.
Oh, we do have a new council member. Yes.
I got nothing. Thank you for, letting me be here tonight. I'm pretty sure it was a unanimous vote, so that feels very welcoming. I'm very excited. I look forward to working with and alongside all of you guys.
Perfect, thank you. Chief Enlow, nothing. Chief Rocky, anything additional for the group tonight?
Nothing further, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Solicitor, I'm gonna say probably not.
Nothing on this list.
Perfect, thank you for coming tonight in place of Joe, we appreciate it.
Of course, I'm excited to be here.
Yes. And Travis, anything to the group?
Yeah, just one thing, with the, Grant Park, you know, the bricks have been removed, we do have those bricks and we intend to, distribute those back to the people who donated those, so if you have a brick, please contact us at the office, we'll take your name, contact information so that we can get those to you when the time comes. We have already had people starting to come in, but, you know, that if you wanna get that brick back, we would like to get it to you, so just stop in so that we can get that information recorded.
And then just a couple follow-up points there, just for the group as a reminder, as you engage in conversation. I know there's plenty of comments out there and things swirling around, and as you guys know, with some of these things, they kind of get stretched a little bit, or they're not as always told the same way always, so just to make sure everybody knows, and for those at home, the bricks around the square, around the statue have been taken up. That was part of the grant and the plan from the beginning. Those bricks, as Travis said, were saved, and the plan is to get those back to the folks that want them, free of charge, of course. But not only that, we are actually engraving new bricks to put in the park areas with all the names that were there previously. These bricks are very nice. I've seen them. They're much larger than the ones that were there previously. So And they're also gonna be set in concrete, which is different from the bricks that were previously there. They were set in stone, so many of us that have been in that area, you've noticed that the bricks are doing this, that were currently there, so not really safe to walk on. I mean, you think you got a lot of folks in here, and some elderly folks, and having kind of bricks that will go up and down and kind of move, that's not the easiest thing to maneuver around on. So the goal with this is to really make that statue stand out, and be something that people see when they first come into town. And putting those bricks back as they were, with the names on them is really what we want to do. And so that's getting accomplished. I know there were, some comments about the benches on the square, right? The benches that were there that were previously donated around the statue, those are going back. They just were taken out for obvious reasons so that the construction can be done and nothing would happen to them. So those benches are certainly going back as well. So just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. Statue is not being touched. If anything, it's gonna, be cleaned up and look really nice, when this project is all finished. There's some trees that are going back in the Grant Park too as well. Those are gonna be in contained areas and containers actually to keep them from the growth becoming overgrown. Many of you know the trees that were in there previously were overgrown, and the roots were also, making the bricks come up. So all of this is in an effort to really make that space something great, and I'm certainly excited about it and can't wait until it's finished. But I just wanted to make sure I clarify that for everyone up here and for those at home. Travis, anything additional?
That's it.
Awesome, thank you. All right, looking at the agenda, I think we had a great meeting tonight, and certainly we've accomplished a lot. So, per the agenda, our next meeting is on July 23rd here in the council chambers at 6 p.m. Is there anything additional that should come before council tonight? If not, I certainly would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And Councilmember Baki has made the motion with Councilmember Ring providing the seconds. All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?